Okay. All right. Now we're on the air. Hi, everybody. Today I have a special guest with me, Steve, and I'm going to be talking about my cards, and then Steve is going to be talking about the quantum dynamic field, or uh, like energy work and Reiki, um, just a whole bunch of things we want to talk about today. So, Steve, do you want to introduce yourself, and then we'll just go from there?
Hi, I've been working on my energy field for since like 2014. I learned a lot of stuff, a lot of inner work and shadow work, and through my workings, I've come to understand energy very well. And I try to explain it where it's easy to understand and people can like grasp the concepts because a lot of the times to envision the energy, it takes a lot of focus and visualization. So I try to make it easy for people to visualize what it would feel like and what it's like, and then people will start feeling pulsations in their body or whatever, just from the telling them, okay, this is how I experienced it. So maybe if you think of it like this, it will happen to you. And I've some people, experience things, and even with my own energy field interjecting into other people. Christy has felt stuff from when we were interacting,
Hmm.
and I had a lot of other people worked with being able to like generate energy from like teach them a little bit, how to open up their minds and like
Right.
be more like open to it, and like how to generate it, free their minds a little bit.
Through doing your sound
And
healing and everything, is that what you? Hmm.
yeah, a lot of the sound healing works, and it's awesome because like if you're connected to the higher dimensions, you can pull in energy into the tuning forks and oscillate energy around them,
Right.
blow out their fields and bring in energy and stuff. Will like bring out the traumas
Yeah, because I've
and
seen some of
correlate the
your
fields.
videos too on when you're doing some sessions, and you have like the pad laid out, and then you're tuning in the whole chakra system and
Yeah,
everything.
usually I like to use the pendulum to like
Mm-hmm.
read the field, and that helps me tune in my focus into their maybe things that are odd, and then I just use the tuning forks to bring in the energy that needs to like unwind a little bit and recorrelate the fields because a lot of the times we have a lot of past life traumas, ancestral traumas that are connected to our field, and it needs to come out. It needs to it needs to get flushed through the energy body out and in, and then like revibrated back into cohesion. I say symmetrical balance. So a lot of times we'll be in asymmetrical fields, and we need to be in symmetry.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a lot of this energy work can, I mean, in my opinion, can like change like people from not having mental illness and like working on their own body and everything. Maybe maybe they've just been stagnant and not working out or exercising, because exercising is a really another modality to bring out trauma because you're exciting the cells in your body. You're creating free radicals, and your body's creating, I want to say, um, cells that will eat up the free radicals, and
Hmm.
it will fortify your cells from being oxidized. I
Yeah, it's kind of like that biofield reading, like
Yeah,
with
so
those.
what you're doing is you're trying to increase the powerhouse in the mitochondria so they can do their work and give energy into the cell. And that's all done through electrical work too. And electrical energy helps fortify these cells in your body to return back to symmetry. So maybe there's a cell that's producing cancer cells, whatever, like the sound therapy will cut through the
Mhm.
cell, reorganize it, and make it go back into like its own, it like repairs the DNA, like the encoding and the light around you, like your
Mhm.
ancestors, whatever your DNA is connected to. If you can connect to the higher dimensions and the higher fields, that
Right.
energy will come back into you through meditation or whatever. Like maybe your pineal is oscillating, and that will
Mhm.
connect to the fields of what you're connected to, and then like your ancestors or maybe off-world civilizations can send light codes into your body to reorganize everything
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
repair your bodies.
Right. And you can do that distant, right? Like distant healing. You don't have to like be. They don't
No,
have to be
I
there with you.
could, yeah, I've done a lot of work with people. I've actually, this one time, this girl from Texas, her solar plex connected to mine like a magnetic lock. Like I felt it was weird, like when you put two magnets together, you feel that clamping.
Hmm.
Like it felt like that, and I felt this. It like we turned into each other, and I was feeding heat and electrical energy inside her solar plex, and all this damage was being fed out like that because I was prepping her higher self to create diamond light and to
Yeah.
connect to Sophia and stuff like that, and like yeah, we were creating like a new human blueprint.
Hmm.
I ended up at the end of everything. I saw myself going up to the Arcturians, putting in the blueprint and their systems. They help heal a lot of people.
Yeah.
Actually, it,
So you
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 know,
can see in your mind, you can see the field. You don't need like a computer device or an app or nothing because they have the biofield app, where you can
yeah,
see
we
the
just use our
aura. Yeah.
consciousness. Yeah, like
Mhm.
our pineal glands will oscillate and it'll start vibrating, and then you get connected to whoever it is, and then you see these things through your third eye and everything of the structures that exist of like where they brought you to, and then you can
Mhm.
oscillate in the field, or sometimes like the Merkaba will activate around your body, and you feel surges of energy around you, like in your biofield, and you'll see the triangles and different colors, and it's like it all depends on like what you're connecting to. Like one
Yeah.
person could be golden or whatever, another person could be like rainbow, or then you can do the diamond energy, like, which is like very hot and very kind in colors. That and if you connect to them before, you can visualize it, and then
Mhm.
like energy will start pouring into your own biofield, and then you
Mhm.
can be enveloped around it. Uh, as long as like you're strong enough to handle the energy and stuff, it's not going to like mess you up. But this also takes a lot of practice. Like I've been doing this work since 2014, and
Mhm.
every year it just gets more stronger and stronger. And then sometimes I'll have setbacks, you
Mhm.
know, what
Yeah.
that happens, but we're
It's all of it.
resilient.
Mhm.
Yeah, and we always come back to it, and then we're stronger because
Yeah. Mhm.
of the tribulations that we've
Yep.
been through.
Mhm.
We
Come
can
back
learn from,
stronger.
yeah,
Yeah.
we come back stronger.
Mhm. So do you do this like you think you want to start doing this for like your work, like doing sessions for people
I would
to
like
like
to,
super soldiers, like the super
yeah,
soldiers?
just like bring out the trauma and see like, there's a lot of people that have like trapped energy that needs to get released, and they would need like outside because like I mean, I'll explain. Like I was in this black goo matrix grid, and I blasted out of it. So if I was in that, who else is stuck in this stuff? I
Right.
can't be the only
Mhm.
one
Yeah.
because what I've figured is they've built this system on stealing people's divine essence,
Mhm. Yeah.
and they inverted all of it, and they created like this grid around everything, this false matrix. So they're feeding off of these divine beings, and they don't want them to wake up, because if they do, then their power systems get deactivated, and then like global consciousness like starts rising. So there's like
Oh
all
yeah.
these people, so like all these super soldiers that were like taken advantage of. Sometimes they were I was I keep every time I go to a psychic, they always tell me that I was tricked into doing something wrong
Oh.
or whatever, and then I got stuck. But
Oh. Mm.
yeah, Ivan said this to me, and then the last lady, like 2 weeks ago, she told me that I was tricked, and it was funny because I was doing my own when I was doing my shadow work. I saw that like I was down somewhere in the throne, and then they like threw me into like the black abyss. Like I saw that, like, and it had to deal with like Lilith and like all these other like all these angels that were that were like in charge of like creating all these like beautiful things on or like something bad happened. And
Mm.
I was listening to Gretchen, and she even said it's like all the angels were trying to transmute demons and it all went wrong. And I'm like, yeah,
Mm.
like it did go all wrong because I saw like these I always see these black portals like blowing out into like the etheric realms and into the physical space and like taking all the angels and like all these people and then like just like ripping them out of like where they were, and then like we couldn't defend anyone anything, and it just all fucking fell. It was fucking so
Yeah. So like when you was in that black goo, then you said you didn't even know how long, like it was like a lake or something is how I was seeing it, like a lake of black goo. And um like how did you even get caught in that? Do you know?
I don't know. I I was never told how. I just know I was in there and I came out because it was such it was the most explosive, most painful thing I've ever experienced in my
Hmm.
life.
Yeah.
And like as it was occurring, my pineal gland was like surging, like it was just vibrating so hard, and I was in both places at once. I was in here on Earth, and I was like up there, like just like simultaneously, and then that's when I saw like all like these grid lines. Like it was all sacred geometry, but it was all like black grids and like it was like the Metatronic inverted cube. That's what
Mm.
it was. It was like a black inverted Metatron cube, and I was like housed in the middle. And then I fucking blew out of it, and then they
Hmm.
raised me up. Like this golden beam came out, and then
Yeah.
that's when I saw. And then like this liquid black goo was in my back, so like and it was just like feeding into like my whole body and everything.
Hmm.
It was all pouring out and shit, and there was like levels of reality in that. Like the further I was down, like I kept seeing like these realities, and then like they got lighter as I went up.
Mm.
What I remember seeing was like all these fucking people burning,
Mm.
like scorched earth,
Mm.
like billions of bodies just burning everywhere. Like that's like what I came out of. Like that's where I was housed and stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was fucking intense. Like I was holy fuck. And like I was screaming, I was crying, I was asking for
Hmm.
forgiveness, and I said I understood. Like I understand. And then like I think that was the creator telling me like where I was or whatever. It's like it's okay, like you're forgiven, like nothing. He told me that I then I had to do all this work in the astral and the cosmos. I had to reorganize all these systems and clean
Mm.
out all these space that I was connected to. We had to clean them all out, and then we had to reconnect everything too.
Mm.
So,
I think that
but
you were there so you could experience it, because so you could see firsthand, like if you did a hypnotherapy session, then
yeah,
if you went into all the details of like who was, if you've seen anybody or describe like what you've seen in that realm. But that was for like your own experience, and you probably even helped free some people from being there, you know?
oh
And
yeah,
then,
I left
yeah.
I left a hole. It
Oh,
did,
okay.
but it did. So when I got out of the hole, it sealed back up.
Hmm.
So I don't
But they
know if
left. But I'm sure that you organized it so you would say, "Okay, I'm like gonna be ready to blast out of here. So I need everybody to be with me who's wanted to go with me, you know? So we're gonna blast out like you planned, like an organized thing, you know? And then
yeah.
you blasted and everybody left, and then because you knew it was gonna seal up fast. I think you watched it. I think you seen like some people like freed, and you tried to so many times to get out of it, you know, and they didn't, you just couldn't like break free out of it. Like you
Mhm.
would try and then it would close up too fast and you fall back, you know, like that kind of thing. So you
Mhm.
had it timed or something like that. Like you could time it. You know what I mean? Does that sound right or
Yeah,
no?
because it was trying to wrap itself back around me as I was
Mhm.
being pulled up, but the yellow beam that was around me kept breaking the structure.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And then that when I got up, all these angels, I saw all these angels descending from like above me down to like throw me
To
over.
help. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that you had that, like, you kept trying and trying, like, maybe they were communicating with you to try several times to see, I guess, how it works, to how to and the
Hmm.
timing, like, you had to see it for yourself, like, if they said, "It's gonna close up in 5 seconds," you wouldn't really know what that means, you have to go look and time it and then see that person get caught and pulled back in, and so it does that to everybody, you know? So, that's that you knew exactly what it was gonna do. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
like sometimes I think I was like a plant. Like
Uh-huh.
they like
'Cause
like
you
everyone
pulled a
thought.
bunch of people with you, like, there's a bunch of
Yeah,
people with
there's
behind
no
you.
way. Yeah, it had to have been that way because like that was so explosive. It
Yeah,
was like boom.
'cause it needed all of those people who were down there, their guides and stuff were probably assisting as well with the bust out of it, you know? But they were
Yeah,
kinda out of it. I think those people would have just been kept in there. So I think that you were sent to that realm to free those people. Like, because you had to, I think you had to be in however long it was, because it doesn't even, 10,000 years can be one day for that realm. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It doesn't, there's no time. So you had to go in, like, I think sink down to however the bottom was, or as far as you could go, I guess. You could handle it. And which is pretty far, because I don't think many people could go as far. They needed someone like you to go down and gather
yeah. It
the
was like
they were
fractal
lost.
death. It
Mhm.
was like a fractal death. Like if you went too far, then you're oblivion.
Yeah. So you went further though than anybody, could go. Like you was in so much pain down there, and then those people saw you though, but you was like, I guess they saw your, like, a light or something like that, even in that. And then so they
Yeah, I'm a beacon
went
of
with
light.
you.
I'm a
Mhm.
beacon of light. That's what the energy healer told me when she worked on me like last week.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, see? So then
I always and when I was working with this lady from Mexico, I told her that I'm like I go down in the ash in like in the dark realms just to be the
mhm.
light for people that are lost.
Yeah.
Hold on to
Mhm.
me, and then when I come, they can be.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think what then you just was rising up like that, like a pressure thing, like, how the shot thing, the whatever that is, how that pushes like that, like but then you pull it up out of there and the suction comes up, like
Yeah,
that. So it's kind of like that, kind of seeing something like that happening when you're going back up, like you're sucking those people out of that, because they kind of needed help being pulled out, and because I think a lot of them were full of that black goo, like they was they was no longer.
yeah. That stuff is a real big problem here, and
Mhm.
like no one ever talks about this shit. Like, and they have it they have it in the alien movies.
Mhm.
Everyone loves those things.
And
Like that really hits.
The Venom movie, and
Yeah, the
Spider
new Venom
Woman,
movie coming out. Yeah, they
the
have it
Spider
now
Woman,
too.
Spider Woman
So
too, she gets injected and then with the serum, and it could be different colors. It can be green goo. It's any kind of goo
yeah, it's
it's
fucking
technology. It is technology
uh,
though.
yeah, and then it solidifies into this structure, and it's so hard to fucking break through, man.
Mhm.
They just the demonic the people that use it, they just like love it so much.
Mhm.
It's
Yes, a
just
complete
death.
takeover. Mhm. Yeah. So then
Like,
So then that's what
I'm
you
like,
did,
yeah, I'm seeing like all the people using it.
huh? You're what?
I'm like seeing these people use it. It's just disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah. So after you got out of that and you freed, then what did you do after you got out the black goo?
Um,
Where did they send you
first, well,
to do more missions?
I was first sent to the creator.
To be healed,
Uh,
like to be
to
cleaned.
well, not to be clean because that whatever that did, that kind of cleaned me out.
Oh, the
But
bust through, yeah. Mhm.
when I busted through, that really,
Mhm.
I mean, I wasn't complete, but I was able to finally go out in space, outside the solar system and everything, and like visit. But I went to this big star in the middle, and there was just not, there was like a void. There's
Mm.
nothing around him. And he spoke to me. He said, "I'm proud of you. I like hard workers, but there's much work that needs to be." And he sent me away to the galactic. I went. Then the next place I met set was sent to was the Galactic Council of some sort. I don't even know what if they're called. So I just called it. It's
You were sent to a council.
yeah, like a bunch of planetary
Uh
people
huh.
or whatever
And then what
galactic.
happened?
They were judging me of
Okay.
like releasing me,
Mhm.
and like there's all these Palladians were there and stuff, and like on my behalf,
Yeah.
and they were explaining what happened, like how like maybe I was like taken advantage of, and that this is divine. He was here to help stop the chaos in the
Mhm.
universe, and then they sent me back to Earth,
Mhm.
and that's when I was first introduced into my dragon essence. Well, not actually. That was my second time. The first time was before I woken. This woman, Rachel, showed me that. So, but I turned in my dragon and I wrapped it around the earth, and I told her I will protect her and then no more. This is the end.
You told the
So,
earth that or
yeah, I
what?
told her, yeah.
Mhm.
Huh?
You told the
Yeah,
earth that?
I wrapped my dragon around her,
The earth.
and I told that like everyone that was against her plans of what she wanted, the divine um blueprint of what she wanted the human species to be. Like, it was like this. There's no more. You can't take advantage of it.
Mhm.
If I protect the Earth, I'm back. Like I'm back. Like,
Mhm.
can't fuck. Like I was gone for
Mhm.
so long, and I'm gonna correct everything.
I see.
So that happened. It was weird because I was like I had my feet on the Earth when like I was on the lawn,
So do you
and I
think that like you were doing that before with the dragon around the earth and then you like there was a sabotage, something that sabotaged and then they blamed
yeah,
you with
something
to
got
be with them?
sabotaged. Yeah, we weren't able to complete our diamond grid or anything, so like it
Mhm.
was delayed, and I was
Because I
finally
think
back.
like I was seeing that some other group though came in and then they included you with them. Like they got in trouble, but they said that you was with them or something. Like that's planned, so then that you don't get to fulfill that mission, like you have to then so that's why you had to go in front of the councils because you was being taken advantage of by that
Yeah,
thing.
there was a bunch of people pretend like this is what I got. Like there's all these people, like we were teaching humanity everything, and then there was like a section of people that decided to go against what everyone wanted, and then they
Mhm.
blamed us for
Mhm.
it when it was like a group of people that like, fucked with everything,
Yeah.
and they
Right.
were like it was all
Yeah.
like I don't know exactly the extent, but like we were here to teach, and like and then someone got in power and they said that we were evil and stuff, and then they
Mhm.
went against us and then they imprisoned us. And then the people that were actually helping
I
them
see.
fight the corruption, they weren't able to anymore because they imprisoned the people that actually knew what was really going
So it's like the whole group that you were with, all of those people got put in the black goo as well.
on. We all got thrown. Oh, I got shivers when you say that. Like,
Yeah.
and we were like telling people like, don't listen to. They're going to fucking entrap you, and then they like
Mm.
and then they fucked us, and that fucked everyone else up.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
I just got
because
shivers, and I
yeah,
was
some
like
people.
screaming. I'm like, no, like they were like carrying me away, like they were gonna
Mhm.
fucking fuck me up, and I'm like no, it's the wrong like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, they were like doppelgangers. They were like they
Mm.
oh my god, they just stole our power, and
Oh.
they had masks. Yeah, they had masks on.
Mhm.
It was just they were just pure evil, and like
Mhm.
they were masquerading. They were taking advantage of the light, and hmm, wow,
Yeah.
that just like came up.
Yeah. And then they were take like you was the team leader of that group. So you and then they took you away and then all of them are crying, but you I think
Yeah,
they were
this I
showing you being
actually what you said
slaughtered.
that came up too before. Yeah,
They you was seeing him being like slaughtered or something, like you was like or something like that, but those who didn't then they just threw all of you into that black goo. And you had to find them. You had to find those people in the black goo,
yeah.
you know. So you search for them too. You was like looking for them.
I actually had a memory of me getting out and then going back in because I wanted to bring more people.
Mhm. Cuz you didn't see everybody. Cuz there was all like a whole it was like a whole army of people that you were leading, you know. And so they all came out and then you're like, "Where's the rest of the people?" And then they're still in there, so you go back in and search for them.
Yeah, do a
It's
lot of
like you're swimming in the blackness, you know? It's like you can't even see in front of you. That's
stuff.
how you just are like shouting though. And they're just like floating, like floating.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah, they're like stuck in the bit like they can't correlate
mm-mm,
their thoughts together, so they're like
no.
just wandering in the abyss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The longer you stay in it, the worse too. You just become it completely. And then it will like your whole body will just like disintegrate into it eventually. So all that black goo is like you absorb into the black goo your whole it'll eat your whole body up.
Yeah,
And then
somehow I was able to get out. Like,
yeah,
eh,
that's why they
fuck.
targeted you, because you're strong, the strong light. And then they showed that they were taking you away, so then they didn't know what to do, like they were lost without your people. And so they were weak, and then they just took everybody and threw them into that whatever it is. It's like
I'm getting
uh
Israelites. The Israelites. King David. It's all happened around then.
yeah. And then you just did that, so that was a big thing. So I bet a lot of those people are here on earth that you might know. The people that come to you for help and stuff, it seems like those were the people that were on your team,
Yeah,
you know?
totally. That girl from Texas.
Mhm.
That lady from Mexico too. But
Mhm.
she was always scared of what I was.
Yeah.
Her fear got in the way.
Mhm.
Just I got angry at her a few times. Started yelling at her.
Mhm.
You don't know what I'm doing. Like I'm a beacon for dark, like for light in the darkness.
Mhm.
She just like couldn't comprehend what we were doing. You
Yeah, a
know.
lot of people don't understand, you
So
know? So, do you
oh,
want me to show
we've
some of the
actually
cards that I got?
we
Me
learned how to convert the black goo into
Oh.
like this like diamond aqueous liquid.
Mm.
The Egyptians, we did this in the Egyptians. They were able to convert black goo into like an aqueous diamond energy. So,
Hmm.
but go ahead, pull up your
I wonder if some
cards.
of them are gonna be kind of relevant to the black goo and stuff. It looks like a
What's that?
portal, huh?
Yeah,
Can you see it clearly enough, or should I hold it up to here?
yeah. Bring it close. Looks good. Yeah,
These are the cards I just drew for us before. I'll just do a few at a time, so then you can talk. Then we can talk about the presentation that you have.
It's like a schematics, like purify energy. It's like a schematic.
Hmm.
I think you sometimes you just draw blueprints of like
Yeah,
mechanisms.
I
Yeah.
think so too. From the, I think it's from the Zetas. Ivan said I had a high DNA of the Zeta Grays. You know, look at their eyes. It kind of, is their eyes kind of moving or flashy in
Yeah.
the light?
The light, yeah, the light's making them
The
beam
mantis.
energy light yeah, that's the mantis.
Yeah, and you see all the mine on the background. You see all those?
Yeah.
There, triangle head, air. Look at this one. That's a lot of information, huh? Fire. That's a lot, huh? You're
Sure
like,
is.
I don't even know. Yeah.
That one really
And
resonates with me.
this girl.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the one on the next, yeah, like those resonate pretty well.
Mhm. And that. So I'll show a couple more here. So I did that one, and then there's this one. I don't know what that is. What do you think? Like a Martian?
I'm not sure.
Kind of
Trying to
seems like
like
a
read. I'm
Martian.
trying to read the energy off of it. It's not
Oh
really
yeah.
doing anything.
Here's another schematic one.
It's like a antenna. Crystal codes.
Mhm.
Like I think that's like on what I when I saw that it reminded me of like a terminal. Like those
Mm.
lines are on a terminal.
Mhm. Like a.
Look like a quantum computer of
Oh yeah. And this one frequency. It's like a. Oh, I guess like this. Like a radio.
yeah.
Like a ham radio, you know.
Mhm.
And it's like tune into the frequency, like whatever. Like everybody has a different frequency, and you're the radio. You know, you just tune in to whatever frequency you want to or not. Mind white. This happens all the time, right when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah. When I was younger,
All the
before
time.
I had my awakening, that would always mind white. Didn't remember it. Yeah, I was doing when I was little.
The feline.
You know, shows up.
Yeah, they were here before, right? Before the thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, larynx.
Mhm. The dog man. You was looking at that like you didn't know about it really until the other day, huh? Because the dog man is like could be the wolf or and like Syrian dog or can be any canine being, you know, because their
Mm,
body is like really common throughout the galaxy, you know.
yeah.
So that's what Ivan said. Ant being, that's an ant. Seems real spiritual, you know. I'll just do one more right here, and then let's talk about the quantum dynamic. That's a lot, huh? This one.
So much information. Maybe one day it'll get translated into English. So what it
I don't
is.
know. I don't know. I don't know if it can be
I mean,
translated or if it
honestly,
can
they're
be.
they're probably like codes too. You
Yeah.
know, so
Hmm. All different kinds of
sometimes
stuff.
people, I guarantee you, there's people that can like look at that and their whole body would just start vibrating, like
Yeah.
activate some sort of
Hmm.
dormant DNA in them.
Do you want to talk about this here? Your energy
All
work?
right.
Yeah.
So my whole, I mean, what I try to do is I try to explain the energy that I feel in like scientific terms, you know. So I made this thing. It's a little short, but a little explanation of things. Energy work through quantum dynamics, and what the quantum mechanics is. Quantum refers to the general quantity or size. It is most often used in physics as a measure of the smallest amount of something, usually energy. So when we say energy, it's like our ka or chi, prana, and stronger stuff is kundalini. And then that something can possess. So like energy that can possess, like whether possess into an energy system or chakra centers or whatever. Quantum mechanics is the branch of physics that describes the behavior of matter and light at the atomic and subatomic level. So this is dealing with electrons, neutrons, pro- protons, like anything electrical. It explains how extremely small objects like atoms and their components can simultaneously have the properties of both particles and waves, which physics call wave-particle duality. So what we usually experience is like these sine waves. We will think in waves, and the wave functions will go into the body, and then it will affect the particles around it. Waves are particles. Waves. It just depends what it turns into because consciousness creates. And made a little estimate. We float in a universe made up of waves and particles, according to quantum physics. These particles and waves move through the universe as ever expanding in a pulsating rhythm linked to. So that usually when I experience energy, it does feel like it's pulsating. Sometimes my pineal gland will start pulsating with energy, and then it will develop my whole that. And so quantum dynamics is linked with quantum mechanics. I had to explain quantum mechanics first, though. It deals with the motions and energy and momentum exchanges of systems whose behavior is governed by the laws of quantum mechanics. Quantum dynamics is relevant for going fields, so fields, biofields of the body. Quantum computing, which our mind is a quantum computer, and atomic optics deals with those are like subatomic particles. In
Yeah.
our energy practice, we often channel energy to affect different centers of the body. Most neuroscientists believe that the brain operates in a classical manner. However, if brain processes rely on quantum mechanics to explain why our brains are so powerful,
Mm.
and researchers have witnessed that entanglement in the brain, perhaps indicating that some of our brain activity may even consciousness operate on a level. So the entanglement, I experience this all the time when I work with people. I will my protons, my electrons, and everything. My wave functions will interject into their body, affecting their protons and activating their energy body, resuscitating them and stuff like that.
Mm.
So that's how
Mm.
I experience it. So the energy body is a quantum system. Prana, it's also called prana. Energy that some say is unique to each person is described by scientific research as a combination of many energies, including electromagnetic, electrical, magnetic, photonic, so light, thermal. Sometimes people will feel heat, and
Mhm.
ocular and mental. The concept of prana is
Mm.
similar to the biofield, which is based in part of modern physics, electromagnetic field theory. Some biofield systems like Qigong and Reiki believe that a person's life force is connected to a universal energy.
Mhm.
And through this is what I put in through wave functions and focus, our minds can manipulate this energy to affect certain parts of the body. This is a quantum system of particles and waves that affect us. And now we get to the biofield. Current medical science is just beginning to explore the electrical nature of the human body. Zhang has called the biofield the electromagnetic body and described it to be a complex, ultra-weak field of chaotic staining waves. A dispersive structure of electromagnetic fields that forms the energetic atomic structures, including the chakras and acupuncture meridians. This is Zhang of nine. That's where the information came from. The electrical field generated by specific organs like the heart and the brain has been studied by medical professionals using highly sensitive equipment. Heart Math Institute has found that the heart's electrical field is approximately 60 times greater in amplitude than the electrical activity generated by the brain. Howard Martin explains how emotions play a role in altering the electric field of the heart in his article titled Discover the Ultimate Power of the Heart. Then I have here electrical energy produced by the heart radiates outside the body into space. This is how the torus field is created. The heart's field is not static, it changes depending on what we are feeling. For example, when we are feeling emotions like anger and frustration, the frequencies in the field become chaotic and disordered. On the other hand, when we are experiencing emotions like compassion, care, appreciation, or love, frequencies in the field become more ordered and coherent. In a sense, the electromagnetic field created by the heart, we are literally broadcasting our emotions like radio. So the emotions of love, and it will expand our heart into higher awareness, and that affects all our systems, and that allows us to connect to higher dimensions and energies that can help heal us. So like even if you feel that love, that energy for like a split second, it can have a domino effect that can change your life, and it'll just keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And then that's what I had to do. Like when I first started, it was like fleeting. It was just like boom, like a jolt of energy. But I had to keep working at it to increase it more and more and more until eventually I was
Wow.
able to awaken Kundalini and get out of wherever structure
Yeah,
I was in.
that
So
makes
like
sense.
it's
Hmm.
yeah, so that I wanted to put that in. And also there's this book. So this is like the anatomy of the biofield. I actually I have these. I bought a few of these to give to people when I do work on them, so
Oh
they
yeah, like
but like
pamphlet.
yeah, like a pamphlet. But this like explains like what all the solar plex, chakra, and this is kind of what the biofield looks like a little bit. And then the torus field, you see it, and then you have the meridians, and so why? So those are like sine wave functions that you
Mhm.
see. You know, like how the root is connected to, and that's how Kundalini moves through the body. It's like these sine waves, and then as they cross each chakra, like it expels more energy out, and that will give that energy to push it through up higher. This is how I experienced it, and like, and then it just reached my head and it just exploded, and I was like,
Yeah.
no! It was like, oh my god, it was so intense, and this giant static ball just like enveloped over my nose.
Oh.
It's like static, yeah. They call those. Oh yeah, I read it. They call those coronal discharges. I was having a corona discharge on my
Oh.
nose, and
Oh.
I was feeling it. Yeah, it was so fucking intense.
Wow. Wow.
And I wish they have cameras that can pick up these things. This
Hmm.
this one website that I got some of this information on. They had it was amazing. They had like there's cameras that can pick up these corona discharges. And they were showing how linemen fix wires and stuff, and like this camera was picking up these corona discharges, like static fields and stuff. So it was a corona discharge.
Wow.
It was amazing. Yeah, and it was on the tip of my nose because my
Right.
whole body was being revitalized.
Oh,
You
I
know.
see. Yeah. It was coming out like your nose or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, like it was like all condensing, like it was all coming back together and correlating, reorganizing like on the tip
Hmm.
of my nose. Like that's where I felt.
Hmm. Maybe.
And then I have quantum wave manipulation. Electrical voltage changes have been measured and studied in healers who use their hands for healing. And studied this non-contact therapeutic talk, 6 out of 14 experienced practitioners had surges recorded of 4 to 221 volts, median of 8.3, with durations ranging from zero point 0.5 seconds to 12.5 seconds. These surges increased in frequency during therapeutic sessions with the patient. This research gives reason to encourage more studies into electrical field effects on healers and Qigong masters.
Mm. Mm.
So it can be measured. It's
Yeah.
not just like woo woo or
Right.
anything. And as soon as you start feeling the prana moving through and the euphoria and like it's just like it really relaxes your nervous system too. And it
Because it
feels
clears
good.
out it balances your nervous
Yeah, it
system.
balances you out,
Mhm.
so you're not such
Mhm.
in a chaotic environment. So you're not
Yeah.
stressing your atoms and stuff. So you're what you're doing is you're increasing your longevity. This
Yeah.
is how people live beyond 100 years old and stuff like that is because they're constantly rejuvenating their cells of electrical field, so their cells can continue doing the process it needs to keep themselves young and healthy and keep the hormones going. You
Mhm.
know, and this is what um the fountain of youth. This is what they were looking for was these systems, these energy systems. Um,
The chakras are the what? Like when you said the fountain of youth is what?
this is the ability to understand energy and how to manipulate it, how to incorporate it into your life, so like you stay youthful and young. You just don't grow old. Hi.
I see.
But there is oxygenation does affect cells, so that's why we lift and work out. I mean, we're not previous to old age and everything, but we can't live forever because obviously we can slow it down, do these things, and live a nice life. Like instead of us just dying a miserable life when we're like in our older age, we can still have mobility,
Yeah.
and get around and suffering.
Mhm.
That's why
So
we do all this.
it's like to activate the goal is to kind of activate your energy body, like to pull it online and activate it so everything is functioning like a machine or something like
Yeah,
that.
so you're connected into the cosmic dance of creation.
Mhm.
So you're not, so you don't go against it and destroy yourself, not only yourself but others around you. So that's why this stuff is so important because it changes your behavior. You become more
Yeah.
humble. You become nicer. You're not judging other people because you know who you are. You know what it takes to like bring up other people. And it's just so much stuff. I've learned so much, and all I want to do is just teach people this, and like have them learn. And like instead of butting heads with people. No, it's not this, that, or whatever. Yeah, like there's varying energy systems. That's why there's all these different phase because we had to learn how to master energy in different sections, different fields and stuff. So there's like variations, and every variation is connected into a dynamic of oneness.
Okay. This is
And this
the
Yeah, and this quantum wave, everyone has all this stuff. So if
Mhm.
everyone learns,
Yeah.
this is where like the I am one stuff comes.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like everyone's field can affect other people. So that means that we
Mhm.
all come from the same thing.
Right. So we can also help others just by correcting our own field. Then they're forced to then that'll affect their field as
Yeah,
well.
because
You
our
know.
fields will, because if they're around us, our fields will push onto them, and then they might
Mhm.
get uncomfortable or something. It's so funny. I was with my friend yesterday. He said that after I gave him the tuning fork session, he was driving home and he said that he got like shot into like some sort of like wormhole, and it
Right.
like, yeah. So like I worked on him, my field, and he told me about all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, dude, you probably needed some sort of healing or whatever. Like
Like a tune,
that helped.
like a
Yeah,
release, like you had.
yeah, like it
Mhm.
released it, yeah. And I worked with my other buddy, and his whole body started shaking after I did the tuning fork session. He
Wow.
said he had like an
That
orgasm.
was a Kundalini then, huh? They show that on the
Something.
film.
I
You
don't
know.
know. I mean,
Yeah.
it might be active in him. He's got a lot of he can't he doesn't know how to like control it though because he's like schizophrenic and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like I don't know, there's something. Something
Just
needs to be like reset. I don't know what to do with
uh-huh.
them.
But there's the body's electrical system is probably he has probably some frayed wiring. You know how that happens from medication and
Yeah,
stuff. You know.
yeah, it sucks. Like
Yeah.
he, I don't talk to him anymore.
Yeah. It's hard to. You know. Like, were you still presenting? How much?
No, that was it.
That's all.
Yeah, that was the last one. So
Okay. I have some more things here. Some more to look at.
more cards.
Yeah, yeah. The Fringe. Have you seen this show?
No, but that. I mean, we're always talking about fringe topics. So
It's on Prime.
is it?
On Freebie.
What's it about?
Oh, like everything that we talk about.
Oh yeah, the fringe. Yeah, the fringe. Yeah.
Mhm.
The Black Vault or on
We both had this, the fire.
the fire. Oh yeah, the Kundalini
hmm
fire.
hmm And the birds. What about that? Looks like a phoenix, huh?
Yeah, it does like a phoenix rising from the ashes. We're all
hmm
phoenixes rising from the fall of man,
Yeah.
the lowering of consciousness into a denser frequency where people don't understand.
What do you think of that one?
It's like Arabic,
Huh?
Arabic or something.
Then there's the triangle heads. And they're just some ETs we see, I guess, you know? Mars
Yeah.
ant people, Mars ant being. You remember them?
No, I don't. There's a lot of memories that still need to come up. You know.
All kinds of information. So much information going on in my head. I'm just kidding.
So yeah,
These
every
are,
time I see those guys look so familiar.
yeah. I think they're Arcturian, don't you?
Something.
I think so.
Maybe cousins.
Yeah. There's some.
He's a jokester. Sorry, I started laughing when I saw this.
Martial Arts Training Center. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
Did you want to talk
part of our
about that?
training.
The
Yeah,
super
like
soldier training?
see, not every, not a, all my super soldier stuff isn't all bad. Like
No,
it seems like there were two sectors of like one that was divine and one that was corrupt.
I
And
don't
like
know.
I get a lot of the memories of like the good stuff
hmm
when we were like just training to be stronger and stuff.
Yeah. Most of the time it's just going into the battles and stuff a lot, you know, and like assassin work, but it's just like I don't know. Those things are blank. I think they're blanked out too, mind wiped, you know, so we don't really like
Yeah, we
we're
don't want to
agents.
remember the torture
Yeah,
and stuff,
we're
yeah.
agents, so we just don't want to. We don't need to remember all of that. It's like our jobs and stuff, just doing jobs, and then also the swimming with the dolphins. See if I get the dolphin. If I drew the dolphin one, the dolphin where we jump out of the helicopter into the ocean.
Mhm.
Remember that? And call the dolphins. This is a lot of Montauk stuff. Oh man, I'm gonna show the rest of these then, because you'll see. Being in the dumb. That looks like Montauk, don't you think? With the tower thing, the tower at the top
Yeah,
there.
so it's funny that you got all those black lines because that's like what the grid looked like. There's all these lines.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
that's
look,
where a lot of this stuff that yeah, like all the dark
Max
shit.
Spears. Remember Max Spears at Montauk? He was one of the teachers with Joseph Powell and Narkeem and James Rink. Remember?
Yeah.
What about this? This one looks like it's like the earth, the heart, because earth and heart are the same, letters. So it looks like earth is in the heart. That's the around the grid, like you just said.
Yeah.
Trip seat.
No, yeah, the trip sheet.
Hmm. I
Coded
think.
message.
Yep. They just give like lots of information, huh?
I think those are chromosomes.
Project Surrogate.
What's
You know,
Project Surrogate?
that's where the German would, and it can be anything, where the mothers are implanted with a certain DNA, and then it's like a breeding program, and then they're raised into those families, selected families, to grow up to be like a how just a steered family, steered to be one race or one way of being. Like they create like the certain people,
Hmm.
genetics wise, to be like perfection, like whatever. They they manipulate the genetics in the mother and implant her with the embryo that has all these selected genetics, and then she has these babies, and but she's just a breeder. The girl is, and
Yeah,
then
they're just
the
zombies
babies,
though.
yeah, the babies are like put in these families, adopted, and then they're made into whatever agent or whatever job or role they're to do, because they're programmed.
It's like soulless people.
Yeah, but they do have a soul because they're born out of like I was in the surrogate as a breeder, so they need a human female to so they can have that spiritual DNA, and they can do more things, so it's not just like a test tube baby, that would just be, not any spiritual DNA, for
Mm.
all that. What do you think? Seemed like he was reading it. This one seems to resonate with you more. It seems more Syrian or something.
I like those. That looks really familiar.
Yeah, I could feel it resonate with you.
Yeah, it did.
Hmm. It's kind of more Syrian or Sumerian or something, it seems. Do you think so? Something like that.
Syrian, sure.
Syrian? Okay.
I
So,
got I got like hieroglyphs based off that.
yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, definitely. So, like it's like the tablet, huh? Like those Sumerian tablets, how they just make
well,
those
they had
marks.
cuneiform.
Mm-hmm. So, um, anything else? Was gonna just do an hour, and then so any final things about the super soldiers, about doing like the Reiki or the tuning forks or anything like that, um, for any of the people who have had trauma? Do you want to do anything like that, like in the future with helping
Yeah,
or
I wouldn't mind
something?
doing it.
Hmm.
I mean, whoever
Like
whoever
as a
needs it, whoever
business,
wants
though.
it.
I mean, like as your business and work, because you know, you're wanting to start doing that instead of working. Like you want to do
Yeah, I'm
that at
working
your
my
work.
way. I
Yeah.
got a crystal shop near me that probably let me start people.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
they seem to like me. Actually, the guy I was talking to the owner, and he gave me a free calendar with dragons on it. See,
That's good. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'm like getting myself in there.
Mhm.
One step at a time. I don't.
Yeah, you don't want to
Real patient.
overwhelm.
I'm real patient. Like
Mhm.
I look for my time
Yeah.
to move in.
Yeah.
But eventually, I mean, I was having for like the past 6 months, I've been having a hard time like opening up my crown and my third eye, but everything's starting to come again.
Mhm. So how
So
would you
like,
do if it was distant? Do you just make a video and or what do you do like if somebody contacts you and says that they would like and then they can donate like through your Cash App or something like that? Like donate
yeah, I got a PayPal
uh-huh
going to.
and
Well, when
and
we set that up, I'll just tell thing.
yeah, and do a video or just a phone call or whatever they're kind of wanting in that way to do this sound healing, the biofield tuning,
Yeah, I
the
usually do a
Reiki,
video and then
uh-huh, and show
talk.
like the
Yeah, I tell them like what I whatever comes up, I'll just be on video or whatever.
mhm, mhm, and then in the future,
It's
I'm gonna
funny because
be
a lot of people that come like they have real a lot of most of the people that I've always worked with, they always have like really good hearts.
oh, yeah,
Yeah, like
mhm,
they always spins nice, and
yeah,
everyone I've always worked with always I guess they're just open to it, so they're
mhm,
like more
mhm,
so the vibration. I don't know. I just always thought it was interesting. It's always been that
yeah.
way.
In the future, I'm gonna, be doing more readings, more card readings, and I want to, make some, books and to sell my artwork. Um, so I plan on doing a lot of things, this year. Just I'm just like you with a little bit at a time, with things. You just kinda do it when you feel the time is right or however too. So,
Mhm.
like that. But it just takes time to because we're tired with things too, so we have to adjust our energy when we're tired or whatever,
I know.
going
Well,
like
from freaking 2019 to 2023, we were freaking rebuilding the whole
mhm.
diamond grid and getting it online for all these. So we had to do all that. We really couldn't help much of anyone because all that stuff was just so intense. Like I had, like, there's probably a reason why I don't really have
Well, we
boyfriend.
real last time we worked together, we were helping Rink with the getting out of the umbrella,
Oh
remember?
yeah,
And then
yeah,
so that was a big, big mission to do that.
yeah. Finally get him out.
Yeah. So that took a lot, and you did a lot of work there, more than I could do. I had led you to the place and kinda
You were my informationer.
mhm,
You're just
eyes in the
making sure
sky
my
kinda thing.
vitals,
Yeah.
yeah, my vitals were good and
Mhm.
go here, go there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh
and
man,
just
when I
monitoring.
finally got into that facility, it was my back like lit up like
Mhm.
when I finally got in there. I was
Mhm.
just like a monster.
Mhm. And your doom and
My
using your
doom
doom
suit.
suit. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, it was
Yeah.
so crazy.
Mhm.
How many people even believe me? I
I
don't care.
think more people now believe it, but because we are ahead of time, so like in a year past, then they start to then things unfold in a year. Like it takes about a year for that, for a lot of
Yeah.
people. So we were kind of ahead of
But
time.
like I mean, it was so raw. Like I was like my heart was just
Mhm.
energy and like
Yeah. It was
because I did this with my brother before. It was like the same experience. Like I
mhm.
saw all these doctors and these
Mhm.
scientists like with like these people like and like the alarms were going off. So I do this a lot.
Yeah. It just is a big fight
Yeah.
to to get like to get James out of there. I think that was a big
Oh, that was
that
crazy.
was really big.
That was a heavy facility.
Yeah, because
It
I don't think that just anybody could have done that.
was like Dante's Inferno
Yeah.
wrapped wrapped around in like technocratic bullshit. Like,
Mhm.
oh my god,
Like
like
he was really hooked up to so
yeah,
many
he was in a false
machines.
matrix. They had a whole
Mhm.
universe around his head,
Oh wow.
like feeding him information that was like not like it wasn't even like the real reality. It
Mhm.
was just like stuck in a fucking virtual reality simulator. And they do this with everyone. His was
Yeah.
like really sophisticated though. Like there's they have these headsets and other people in like other sections of like
Mhm.
the world,
Yeah. Yeah.
but like there's ones that are more sophisticated than others.
I've seen that where they abduct people, and then
Yeah,
they put them like
they
in a
insert them
virtual
into computers.
reality. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's like this computer on the side, like feeding them like this alternate reality. And when we have to like disconnect them so they can, and then like we bring them back home. I did that with this one woman, the Sasha Snakes. And then when I pulled her out, all these shadow energies like imploded into my field, and like I felt the wave fluctuations around my body, and I was like, I held her in my arms. I was like racing out of there, and
Yeah.
then I like jumped out through. I broke through the barrier, and it fucking killed me.
Mhm.
Like I was like, it felt like I got electrocuted. I was like, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh. But I got back up to the Palladians, and I brought back like their princess, and then that's when we went down into the ocean, and they helped me get like a they like they like opened up the water for me to get into a pyramid, and
Mm.
I think it was one of the pieces to the Emerald Tablets.
So where did they take James? Did the Pleiadians come down and
Yeah, the
take
Palladians came down.
remove him?
I blew the hole open, and then the Palladians grabbed him, and then they took him home.
And where did they like just on the ship or something
Yeah,
like that?
he was. Yeah, he looked like he was just battered up and stuff, but he looked all right,
Mm.
and his family just took him back.
Yeah, because
I don't know what.
I think that the Peter, I think he was projecting like his own reality where he was saying that he was James, like he was James's shell, like in the outside, and but it was him inside, and then so he kept getting rejected because he can't be like macho, or he just is a squirrely person, Peter is, so
Yeah,
he all the girls was looking at him because he looked like Rink on the outside, when he's real buff and stuff, like super soldier buff, like his kind of saber tooth looking like that, like that.
hmm
Um, and then, but as soon as Peter started talking, then the girls were like, like had the ick, got
yeah.
the
Oh
ick.
yeah, you know what? Also, a solar flare blasted off the sun when this
Yeah,
occurred
it was a
too.
lot of stuff like that happening. I remember a lot of stuff. There was so much
So,
stuff going on. There was
uh,
so much. It was like, oh my gosh. And so you was doing all kinds of work
oh, so
and
much.
seeing so much stuff. And then I would be like sleeping
Took
for
it
I
took
was
me
just
to the brink.
sleeping.
It was if they took me to the brink.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
I tried my best not to go into psychosis, and I didn't.
Yeah.
I never did, but I came close. So
Yeah. Yeah. You didn't. You just was like you see into multiple realities in the at one time,
yeah,
and all you have to do is just sit and meditate, and then it happens just so easily for you.
yeah,
So that's why you're always selected to go to these places, because you can kind of maneuver your way out too. Like you know how to like calculate your way out really fast too.
oh
You
yeah,
know.
I'm always on the move.
Mhm.
I'm like Catch Me If You Can, like Leonardo DiCaprio,
You're like those boing, the thing that's like boing, 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 out. Like
Like
you're fast.
I've been in all your systems. I know how to dismantle
You're like,
them.
oh yeah, I mastered that one when I was 5. This is you. Like
Yeah,
they're like, do you know how to
I
do?
was taken a few times. Like,
Do you know how to do this? And you're
oh, Tony
like I did
Rodriguez
that
just came to mind. Tony Rodriguez just came to my mind.
with what? With
Like,
the what experience?
um, I think he was just always impressed with what I was doing. So, like,
Hmm.
yeah, I would tell him about disclosure. You need to do this. You need to do this. You need to do. I need you.
You're
I
remembering
will.
something?
Yeah. Well, honestly, it was I paid one for some of this information about the CIA program, Stargate.
Hmm.
It said it takes like 5 years, and that it took me 5 years for me to have my Kundalini. So I think I was like following that program.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Tony Rodriguez Energy. I think
Because
we
you
have some
know him.
history.
You know
Yeah.
him, yeah, from the program and stuff, from the super soldier stuff. From
I'm
other
just I'm just a mechanic. I'm not a super soldier like you. I don't know. That it plays to my head all the fucking time.
hmm maybe that's a
Yeah. Wow. I
program.
get my heart's like. I mean,
I think that's a program that he has because he's not just a mechanic, you
yeah.
know? Like low self-worth is something that they
Yeah.
do in
Yeah. It was
to
like
some
slow start
mantra.
word. I'm like, dude, like you're gonna be the one that's gonna blow it all open.
Yeah,
That's like
because
I
if
think I
you
told him that. Like I can't right now. I got all this stuff I gotta do, but like you're gonna help me awaken,
mhm,
and he did. He did. He helped me.
yeah.
We all gotta come together.
Well, because I remember seeing,
Mm,
like I remember when I was doing the SSP and they sent me to be working at the brothels all over the place. But one of my um aspects is on series, and when I listened to him talk about that brothel place, then I could see it what he was saying. So I just kind of looked around, but I did talk to him. This was like in 2016,
yeah.
and I told him, like, I described what the club kind of looked like, and then the owner of the club, and he never disclosed that what the owner looked like or anything like that. And so I told him what the owner looked like, and so he was kind of like, I never told anybody what the owner looked like. So that was kind of a way to show that I was seeing, not through his mind, but my own memory, of
Hmm.
being there. And I had a whole bunch of stuff open up with dancing with just different kind of aliens, and just lots of times being in these brothel places. But I seen Tony.
Oh, it was like Star Wars. You
Well,
know how they had
listen,
those
listen. I
alien people like
I told
singing
I
and
saw No, I saw Tony. I saw Tony. I remember that he was out there though at the curb. When he says he was crying and stuff, and then a lady. I don't know if he says a lady did, or if I told him that I went out there to. But I feel like he said that a lady went out there to console him because he was crying at the curb, and I felt like that was me that went out there to console him, and bring him in the club. And then
yeah.
my boyfriend was the owner of the club. I was also a slave, but and I guess he just favored me for that time. And
Hmm.
so I brought Tony and told him to sit in one of these booths in the corner, and it was like all red in there, you know, and and I told him not to do it, not to like talk, don't act up or nothing like that, you know. So so he was really good, and he just sat there. And the owner, he didn't like it at first that he was in there, you know, because I don't think kids are supposed to be in there. They don't like kids in there, and um, unless they're like part of the performing, you know. But they don't usually let kids in there. And
No.
he let him sit in there, and then the girls like went up to him and stuff and asked him if he wanted a drink, you know, like a soda or something, you know,
Hmm.
just a drink, not to eat or nothing. He couldn't do a whole lot of stuff, but I guess he got to do that for a while. I don't know how long that lasted, because he was gonna get he got oh he had all of his money stolen because he was outside or something like that, and he had all of his money stolen from him. So he was
Who, Tony
crying.
Rodriguez?
Yeah, when he was on series and he was going to the brothel place, then I guess he got all his money stolen, and or something like that, where he couldn't get back to the train or get back to wherever he needed to get back to for work, you know,
Hmm.
or something like that. I forgot. But he went in there into that, so he was out there crying, and I'm sure that I probably, if I could have given him, I don't know if he needed money to get back to the train or what, but I'm sure that I would probably have helped him, you know,
Hmm.
if that was needed, or if he just wanted to come in there to wait. I don't know, but I remember him being there, and I was older. I was like probably 18 or something, and he looks like he looks really young. He looks like he's, I'd say 13 or 14 or so. Like he looks like that young, you know, but he's really like innocent acting, you know, so he can get taken advantage of because it's a programming that he has there too, you know. So I just remember that on the series. But I know I've been on series on other times too when I'm working at the brothels, and I'm like a I'd say like a den mother or something. Like I watch all the girls to make sure that they don't get hurt, and as much as I can, you know. Sometimes I can't prevent it, you know, because some of the customers, then they have to lay in the be put in like the region tank, you know, after some of the customers because they really mess them up, you know. With if it's like an alien having sex with them, then they're gonna be. I don't. I just see the worst stuff, you know. So they go in the region tank. So yeah, a lot of the brothel stuff, you know. Like I've seen a lot of things.
Yeah, pretty. That's pretty dark.
Mhm. Yeah.
I've
It's
always just, I just always
you've always been the super soldier stuff, but I think that I'm sent
resistance
to the
forces, or
yeah. I think sometimes I'm sent to these brothel places as um like a like a agent too, you know, to record what's going on in my mind, you know, and then report back
Mhm.
like that too. But it's an altar. Like that's an altar, so I wouldn't remember that if I was interrogated, I wouldn't remember that, you know. I think we get interrogated quite a bit, you know,
Mhm.
in astral and stuff, in our dream state and stuff, like we're taken out of our body and then interrogated for or to they try to erase memory, you know. I think that we were both under heavy attack when we were trying to save James, you know,
Yeah, we were.
last year.
I didn't
I
give a
think
fuck. I just kept fighting them.
yeah, I know. Yeah.
It was just like, whoop. Sorry. No, we what I saw is that we had these huge mech like machines, like Pacific Rim, and
Mm.
we would go, we would house our bodies in mechs, and there'd be teams of people. Like one person would be in charge of like aviation, one person would be in charge of uh, the guns, stuff like that.
Mhm.
And we
Yeah.
would just fly. We would fly into like these chaos dimensions, and we would just break off.
You like the chaos realm. We
Well,
like
yeah,
doing the chaos stuff a lot. It's really
yeah,
exciting
yeah.
to us, you
I
know?
had like a yeah, I had like all these energy systems on my back,
Yeah.
like Kuan Yin and like
Mhm.
stuff like, and then like it would just like blow up like all their
Look
like
what's underneath the deck is a sci-fi.
sci-fi. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I'm getting
Sci-fi.
sure. Yeah, we go really deep into like the chaos because
Yeah.
that's where they hide. That's where they
Or
hide a lot of the
magic.
relics. Yeah,
Yep.
they hide the relics and like the crystals and stuff. Like they'll
Mhm.
steal them and they'll put them like really deep in their systems, and we have
It's a
to
lot
go
of
in there
fun
and retrieve them.
because a lot of the beings, they're like really powerful magician like, but they're not
Yeah,
as intelligent like they're kind of slow or something. Like,
yeah,
yeah, I think of like a cyclops or something, like
yeah.
they're
'Cause they
like,
don't have any
you know?
light. They don't have any
Yeah.
light, so they can't. They don't have any creativity. So
Yeah.
it's like
So we're
the
just like
systems,
we go in and
yeah,
get
the
it really
systems that
fast.
they steal is what they use, but then we have something even better because we're creative.
Mhm.
We learn how to build something better, you know, and
Mhm.
they're still using old technology. So when we get
Yeah.
free, we build something more, and then we come back in and we fucking clobber them, you know. And that's
Yeah.
what happens. Like, yeah, we put all our face together, we put it all into like this little mech. You know who was helping me with that was what's her name? Maureen Bond. You know the lady that always goes on Misha Johnson's. She lives in
Mhm.
South Africa.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was working with her, and then she brought. I was upgrading all the computers and stuff inside. I call it the Shiva 88. That's the mech that we use, and it's
Mhm.
got the Kuan Yin on there and like all these Buddhist energies and stuff. And we just go into like
Yeah.
chaos zones and we like free things. Like I've seen us fly through it, and like I've seen people like with radios like on them like speaking and correlating, almost like Ender's Game kind of situation.
Misha wants like you to like drop in on the show too on her show. She was asking me to she said
R-
drop in on on her show sometime. You know, like Misha, she
Yeah,
likes our input and stuff
oh,
and having our
she misses
energy.
us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
having our energy and stuff on there.
Well, I don't get invites or anything anymore, so I don't
Oh,
go.
I think you just have to tell her or just join in or something. Just tell her that you want to just tell her because then she will start sending invites. And you don't have to like go all the time, you know, just whenever. That's how
Yeah.
I met you.
Yeah, I honestly it was weird. One of when I was on her in her groups, a woman came in and she connected to my field and she gave us information how to like where to go to break up the things that she was a part of, and we did that the next day.
Oh yeah, remember we saw Misha too in the as a team leader at the army the this college place that we are training at, you know? Like and
Yeah,
she's
she
like the leader.
blue suits
Uh-huh.
and emblems on the chest too, like
And
on the
then what
left
is
side.
how is Misha talking like to it's like a bunch of us on the bleachers.
Yeah,
The team of us. Mhm.
she's really strong.
Mhm.
If you get out of line, she corrects you.
Oh yeah.
She's
Mhm.
yelled at me a few times, you know.
All of
Like
us.
yeah, but she cares a lot
Uh-huh.
about
Yep.
honestly the person that I see her the most is that person from Halo. Drake Bigsby or
I don't know who that is. I
someone.
don't know who that is, but, like, if I just
The
remember that
doctor. She took care of all the super soldiers in
and
Halo,
do you
like
remember, like,
all the
how you
Spartans.
felt if you disappointed her?
Yeah,
we didn't we didn't like
we
to
didn't want to
disappoint
disappoint her, not at
her.
all. No, but
We got stuck.
she teaches all the starseeds and everything
Hmm.
how to be like soldiers.
Yeah, we did not want to disappoint her. I remember that. Like
And we were
if she had to pull us aside, she would give us a warning or however, you know. But then if
yeah.
we kept up or she had to call us back again, and like again, she gives a lot of chances, you know.
Yeah, she's a
And then
Starfleet commander.
yeah, she gives people like because she knows we have the potential, you know, and we're just being lazy with some stuff because this reality we're like young kids in training, you know. So she's like she's like the corp is it a corporal like a corporal like how the military school or something to where like a she just walks like she's in, you know, like the in the military walking back and forth and then the soldiers are here we're all lined up, you know, and
Yeah,
just like
I
military.
always saw her like with her hands crossed and like
Uh-huh.
speaking to all the,
Yeah.
and like we're all on the wall. There's like 40 or 50 of us on the wall.
Yeah. Yeah,
And then
and we
we're like squad leaders and stuff, and then we
yeah, she
like she
appoints
trained
us.
us and we train
Mhm.
like the younger
Yeah,
generation.
we move up in rank and stuff like that, and but we can still get demoted if we act up, you know? We can
Mhm.
still be demoted, and she really does not like to do that at all. Like that when we're demoted, if we got demoted, like we wasn't ever, but we have to stand into her office, you know, as a witness or something when someone is demoted, like one of the people that we would be leading, you know, was demoted, then she has to do it. And she doesn't like to do that, you know. But it
Mhm.
comes to the and she's like calls them in and we're standing on her side of the desk and she's talking to the person sitting down in front of her and she goes over why they're messing up numerous times. Like they're given so many times, you know, and then they just don't correct it. So then they get demoted to doing, they never get kicked out though. They just get demoted so they learn their lessons, you know?
No, because
So,
I mean, they're kind of like picked because they have abilities.
hmm, yeah, so she wants the best out of everyone. So she doesn't let you have like a ego issue, you know, like if you start getting an ego and you don't do your job or you get lazy, then she notices everything. Like she has like a balcony that she watches everybody, you know, like that. So she's really a really good teacher, really good teacher. And everybody just thinks of her like she's the mother, you know, like a mother of them. Because none of us have like parents or something there, right? We're like, is that the Alpha Squad? Is that right? The Alpha Squad that's there that she's teaching and stuff, right? Do you remember?
Yeah. Come on.
It was that.
I'm
It was
just
a.
Catherine Halsey, Office of Naval Intelligence.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's
what
the
she
lady.
reminds me of.
Yeah.
I had to look it
You
up.
have
I'm
a
sorry.
picture? You have a picture there?
Yeah,
Which one?
they're here.
Like that?
Kind of looks like her too, a little bit. Halsey.
Like the one with the fluffy blonde hair? Like,
Yeah. Well, that's can't really make it bigger.
yeah. Like the ones with the fluffier hair. There's a few more like that one there with the fluffy hair. This one coming up with the brown background. Go on that one.
This one?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. But she has on a different uniform. But her hair is long too because she wears it like in a bun thing and a little cap.
Yeah, but that's how she reminds me, like her attitude,
Hmm.
her demeanor is like. But yeah, she was in charge of all the like super soldiers.
It was a was saying was Alpha Squad, like where she has the Alpha Squad that she's training at first, And then that's the startup, right? That was when we were first starting that college or something, military school. And she sends us
Something.
on missions. She sends us on missions to be like the policing
Yeah,
different
I've
places,
so
you know?
when I was working with this woman from Florida, I saw this is where I saw her. She was on a starship, and we were outside of the starship, and we had targets that we had to blow. Me and this girl from Florida, and we had like these suits on, and we were like blowing up like vessels that we were
Mhm.
targeting, and
Mhm.
she was commanding the ship, like telling us like what the targets were. And stuff. That's how I first. I actually told her this too.
Yeah, we love Misha, you know, like
Yeah,
defending her and all of that.
I
Like
don't think
she,
she's aware of that, but
yeah.
I've actually connected with her too, and
Mhm.
her energy.
Yeah.
She had something on her that was making her sick, and it was funny because like
I
two
mean,
days
because
later,
even James Rink is there, you know? Even James
yeah,
Rink is there.
well, yeah, we're
So,
all part of it.
mhm.
James is always cocky as fuck.
Yeah. He's kind of like bratty, a little bit bratty, you know?
Yeah, yeah, we love him though.
Because so many girls like him and stuff, so he's like, I guess that is cocky acting, you know, but a lot of y'all guys are like that. A lot of you guys are like that.
I
Yeah.
wasn't like that. I don't think I
Yeah,
was.
you are.
Was I? I
Uh-huh.
was.
Yeah,
Uh,
you are. I think all the
I
guys are because
yeah, I have that. I think maybe this lifetime's maybe a lot more humble.
mhm. Yeah, I think that we all kinda have an air about
Yeah,
us, you know?
there's a little bit. There's a little bit in me, but I've toned that down.
There's a little bit of snobbiness in all of us, you know, like that. A little bit of a snobby like air, you know, because we know we can because
Well, you
we've
had
been
to
to
be
the bottom.
confident. You had to be
Yeah.
confident. You know, that was
Well,
like
because
more
we've
like
been to the
us.
bottom of the, you know, we've been to the very bottom and fought our way to the very top. So we are humble at times, but we know what we'll put up with and what we won't put up with, you know, like that
Yeah,
too. So when someone is bothering us or talking crap or whatever, then we can be really snobby or, you know, like put them in their place, but we know what we're talking about too, you know? Like it takes a lot to probably push us too. Like with James, then he's really patient with people, but then he'll get to the point where he's just completely annoyed and then he just is like, ugh, you know, like that's how we all are kind of like that.
yeah,
We all kind of have that patience, but so I think it's a lot of people that we know is on the Alpha Squad, you know, that has the same, because I can see a whole bunch of people that I know,
yeah.
you know.
99 members in the Alpha Squad.
Hmm. Some of
Squads
them,
of three.
some
Squads
of
of
them.
three.
So it's
Uh,
like a lot of the division stuff right now. I think that's just uh mind program stuff, don't
yeah.
you?
I mean, there was 99 active people, but there was like thousands of
Have
people
been activated.
that were, yeah, were working with the Alpha Squad.
You know what? Your camera just did something really weird just
Really?
now when that you said something like the altar's created and then it sounded like a robot when you said whatever. You have to watch
Oh,
that at 132 like 50 or something. Yeah, that made some kind of weird that was that was strange. So let's end it because I'm
all right.
hungry. I'm ready to eat some lunch and all that and you know, you don't wanna get it too long because people just stop watching because not really people have a whole lot of time, you know, to
Yeah.
so okay,
All good. We
so
talked about a lot of stuff.
you're on YouTube and stuff, and you could put the link in the description in one of the comment things, you know, if you want
Hmm.
to. Just comment on the video or something because 'cause it'll be posted on my YouTube and Facebook. So comment on there, not on Facebook as much as YouTube, right? So
Yeah, sounds
anyway,
good.
yeah. So all this goes into the 6-6 portal, everything we talked about.
Woo!
Yeah. We
Right.
want some healing and some good vibes and abundance, and we have that already.
Yeah. Meditate and
We're,
raise your frequency. Clear
yeah.
your chakras out and get connected back to your ancestors. That's what I
Hmm.
say.
And trust your intuition. You don't need
Trust your
someone
intuition. Yeah.
else to tell you all these questions
You
that you
don't need
have
a
about
book.
yourself.
You don't need a book. You don't need scripture. You
Mm-mm.
don't need any of this to tell you who you are. You just need your
Yeah.
innate self and your energy to tell you.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to ask someone, then just take some classes for yourself, instead of asking someone else. I mean, you can ask other people, but don't depend on other people to give you the answers.
Yeah, like
Seek it
they should be
within.
there confirming what you're
Hmm.
doing in your inner
Yeah.
work and not like having you like second guess yourself.
Yeah. You
That's
shouldn't be depending on them for every single
yeah, like
question.
I've always whatever I've experienced in my internal self and my realization through my energy work, I would then go look it up. It wasn't
Right.
always like it wasn't the other way around,
Mm-mm.
and
No.
that's how I was able to progress. I
Yeah. And like people who always ask questions or send messages, of things like I don't always fully understand that, like a need to want, it's like a neediness or something. I don't know what that is, because I can't sync with every message, like if I got several messages from different people that I don't really know and or read or nothing, then I don't tune into those. I don't tune into that. They ask me a question and then I close the door back. I don't leave it
Mhm,
open and keep looking at their stuff or keep looking at the things that they send. I close the door back. So I don't always open the door and read every single thing, because it just depends on what state of mind I'm in, if I want to interact, because we have a choice if we want to interact with that or not, and it's not a negative thing, it's just if you feel like doing it.
mhm,
So a lot of times I don't always, I mean, I don't know, I just I don't have that all the answers, and I get kind of bombarded with messages
no, it's
and stuff.
hard. You can't have all the answers.
Mm-mm.
That's why we all have to come together. So we
Yeah.
have
Yeah, and
become
like if
like a book.
like I can help people and see if you give me some information of something that's like a problem, and I've experienced before, so I can see and go into that field very easily, like with the brothel stuff, the dark castle stuff. I can see all that. But like if a person is going to respond to me in a snobby way, like, you know, that wasn't it, but thanks, or something snobby, then I'm not going to help you. If you're going to be snobby with your response back to me, then I'm not going to help you. You know, when I can help someone else who's who's happy to hear those things. And if it doesn't resonate with you, then that's okay too. But you don't have to be snotty, you know. And because I'm not snotty, unless you're going to be snotty to me, then I just won't talk to you. I won't
Mhm.
help you because it only irritates me really when people are snotty. They don't have to be. It's just their field. It's just people's field. Sometimes you're just not in the right sync with their field, and then you have a problem because your energy isn't in sync with each other. So, like if somebody asks me a question, I sometimes read it but close the message and wait till I'm in a higher vibration or a better mood or whatever you want to say, because sometimes I just I don't, I don't feel like answering that, like I'm just not like ready to look at it.
Yeah, the answers come from a higher mind, so you got to be
Yeah.
vibrating on that frequency
Mhm.
to get some
Yeah.
sort of
And they want me
clarity.
to look at something dark. So I really have to not be like in my car. I need to be back at home and where I can relax and look at what they're saying, you know. And what I get is whatever I see. If you don't resonate with it, then that's okay too. But that's just what I see, whether it's a screened memory that I'm having, but it's what I'm being shown. So you don't have to resonate with what I see or say or anything at all, if you don't.
Hmm.
But so I think we all have these screened memories in some ways, and nobody's 100% accurate, but we're just trying to piece the puzzle together, and we probably all, not all, like everybody having the same kind of remembering of the brothel places or whatever, that means something, because we're
Yeah,
all seeing different things, but kind of the same vibe. So I don't know. I just say to be nice as much as you can to each other.
yeah,
If you're asking for help, then don't be snobby when you get your answer. If it's not the answer that you're looking for, or what you're seeing is different, then, that's okay too. Whatever, you know?
hmm,
But like one time somebody asked me, and then another time they asked me, and they say no. They say yes one time, then they say no the other time. Then, you know that's that's done kind of nefarious. I think, they're just playing games. I think so. The people who do that, they just need to look within themselves and find their own answers.
yeah. I don't think a lot of people do that, honestly, and that's the biggest problem.
Yeah, like
They don't
why
know
would
where to
I?
start. Well, this
Like
is
why
why I
would
make these
I?
videos with you because I try to like boost them up to like
Yeah,
learn about these things so they can visualize the energy the way it moves so they can start unlocking.
yeah.
Because
I
that's
mean,
what
if
I
they
did. That's
if
what
they
I had
only
to
knew
do.
what we had to look at, like what we have to do, because we have to go into your energy field to see what you're even doing and saying and feeling. We have to go into your energy. So it isn't like we leave the door open and just can monitor the situation, and or just wait around, like we
No, sometimes
close the
their
door.
energy has something in it that will latch onto you, and then you have
Yeah.
to like get rid of all the shit,
Mhm. Yeah, so we
because they're
close the
not
door.
secure. Yeah, so they're not secure. They're not secure in their own energy body. So there's like all
Yeah.
these like parasites and shit that try to like eat on you.
Mhm.
Fucking
Yeah.
mess. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, we don't like to go in, and like, you need to be able to give us some information. Like, some people will message, "Do you see me in the secret space program?" And I'm like, "You're gonna have to give me something more than just that. You're gonna have to give me a place to tune into, or something that you've experienced to tune into. You're gonna have to give me something more than just that, 'cause
Mhm.
I have to go into you and look and sync with your energy for a little bit, so it's I mean, this is what I'll start doing in the future, and I'll need to be charging some money or something like that, to so I can do this for a living, if, all the people are wanting to, uh, forgetting answers and stuff like that. Because, our services are our time and our energy that we're putting into helping someone else. There has to be a return, we have to get an exchange, or it just is not respected in a way. You know what I mean? It's just like, uh, you know, all that time, and you didn't even, you know, you don't appreciate what I just did, but you don't even know what I did. You know, like they don't see everything that we do, because it just is
No, because
like,
it's all etheric field energy
yeah,
work. You don't see it.
right.
The
They
ones
don't
that are
see it.
sensitive, the ones that are sensitive can feel it, like me and
Mhm.
you.
Mhm.
But and then there's some people who are sensitive, but they're completely blocked off because they have a bunch of blockages in their energy field that
Yeah.
prevents them from feeling stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I know. But
it's a fucking mess,
yeah.
especially with the SSP people because there's so much
Yeah.
trauma. You know.
I mean, we can help and stuff, but like, you know, it takes a lot of our energy too. I mean, not. then the field just doesn't just go away after that. Like after syncing with your field, then you're in my energy after that, you know? Like I have to pull you out of my energy field and like put you back
Yeah, I
like
gotta
that
ground
after.
back and disconnect and then
Yeah.
refortify and everything.
So it isn't just
It's a
like
lot of
asking.
practice. A
Yeah.
lot of practice and a lot of like being able to sense that
I mean, this is
electromagnetic
because
field
of
to
a
it.
lot of it's with the Reiki, you know, because we're both Reiki practitioners, you know, so we are able to go into the and send energy so we can go in and see where there's an issue and stuff. So this helps with seeing things with the distant, you know, with being able to see.
Yeah,
So, I mean, if people want to take Reiki, I would recommend that. So they can Reiki 1, 2, and Reiki Master, you know, so you can do that. Then that's a good thing. So that might help you, or take some kind of class that will help open
yeah.
you up
I
more.
just be cautious and be ready for any energetic influx that can occur. Make sure you're in shape. If you're gonna have do Reiki and stuff, you can have a Kundalini awakening because that happened to me. But I
Mhm.
was in shape. My body was able to handle it. I was able to recover pretty quickly. So like, just make sure that your body can handle any influx of energy that can occur. So like,
Yeah.
you don't just like fucking.
You don't go into psychosis or anything like
Yeah.
that.
I mean,
Or
I had to go into psychosis because my soul was fragmented in many different because
mhm.
of
Yeah.
the capabilities that I've had with the creator
And for me,
and
it
the
just sent me into
creators.
to the dark night of the soul, really, you know? Like, that just
Hmm.
it sent me to look at my own shadow work. And I, of course, still have shadow work because there's so many layers, so many altars that are created in my
Yeah, it's a
mind
lot.
that I don't even know some of them, you know, that are still there, that are like, if it's a sleeper, I have no idea. You know, that's why I sometimes don't
Mm,
answer like the messages. Like if it's a automated message on, you know, like that, then I kind of am cautious of listening to those voice recording because they might give like it might be an activation thing, you know. So I always
mhm.
think that with those. So I don't know. I just still think that there might be some altars that need to be what is it called when you want to put the
Um,
altars back?
uh, assimilated back into your being.
Mhm.
What's
Yeah,
it
when
called?
you wanna
Transmuted.
yeah, when you wanna assimilate them, trans or just they'll become a part of you, you know, you
Yeah.
don't like
I-
but then they also can heal faster as well. So I know I still have the Raylene from Montauk because I think that Montauk is still active. I think that still we're still there or something like that. Something's still there or we just or they put me someplace else or something like that,
I
or they're using
I
that
don't
compost.
ever remember being an altar. It just all my consciousness. Didn't even matter whose
Like,
name it was or anything.
yeah, like the altar
It
is
was
the
just me.
inside the clone, like the
Yeah,
clone, and then your a piece of you is in that clone. So then when that clone dies, then that piece is put back into the main frame of the computer is how I see it, you know?
blow all that shit up.
Well, that'd be blowing you up. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to
Well,
just blow yourself up.
then it absorbs back into your consciousness, I guess.
Okay, I'm tired, man.
Okay,
I'm ready to eat some food, dude.
probably gonna get a
Did you want
cookie.
to show us your muscles that you've been working out and all
Oh,
that?
come on.
You want to flex your muscles? Flex your muscles.
I'll do it for you.
Okay, thanks for being on and sharing all your information and stuff too. And we always have a whole bunch of stuff packed in
Yeah,
and
there's all.
everything.
Hey, just made me remember something about King David, so I'm gonna go look that stuff up.
Hmm. Okay. All right. I'm gonna stop the recording.
All right.
So in the recording.